On October 10th, 2014, a niche shonen manga named Naruto completed serialization after an extremely successful 15-year run in the staple shonen magazine Weekly Shonen Jump. This run resulted in an anime that was one of the most popular in the world, shaping childhoods globally. The manga had 250 million copies in circulation, making it one of the most successful serializations of all time. 2 years after Naruto had concluded, another long-running titan of Shonen Jump and member of the famous Big Three, Bleach, ended its run as well after a 15-year run of its own that resulted in an extremely popular anime and the manga having 120 million copies in circulation. These two manga were Shonen Jump staples for over a decade and a half. They were reliable when it came to sales, and along with One Piece, they presided over what many consider as Shonen Jump's golden era. This era is seen as old gen or old generation shonen these days, and also included notable manga such as Gintama, Death Note, Kuroko's Basketball, etc. But today, I'm just going to be talking about Battle Shonen, since those are the series that always headline Weekly Shonen Jump and are usually the most popular. Following Naruto and Bleach's departure, Shonen Jump found themselves in an extremely rough position. How would they fill the void left behind two of their biggest manga ever? It's not like manga that sell over 100 million copies grow on trees and can be plucked by Shonen Jump whenever they feel like it. Was it time to press the panic button? That is what Shonen Jump would be thinking if two other manga with extremely promising Volume 1 sales didn't immediately come out afterwards and were well received by the general public. These two manga were My Hero Academia and Black Clover. Shonen Jump had big aspirations for these two manga, hoping they'd replace Bleach and Naruto in terms of popularity, and they went with two entirely different approaches for their anime adaptations. Black Clover would be going the weekly route like Naruto and Bleach did, resulting in a horrible adaptation that made everyone's head hurt and thus resulted in Shonen Jump colossally fumbling Black Clover. However, My Hero Academia went with a new approach that involved yearly seasons of My Hero Academia that would have a much better schedule and product due to being seasonal instead of weekly. My Hero Academia exploded in Japan and in the West, getting a slight boost from the superhero craze brought on by Marvel and becoming the new staple anime for this new era of shonen, especially after season 2 dropped. Everyone was talking about My Hero Academia, and with its popularity, it felt like shonen anime was back. Shonen Jump didn't even have to sweat that much because of Black Clover not living up to expectations, as another manga started a year afterwards that would one day get an anime adaptation that would change the industry. The manga in question is written by the same hand that wrote Naruto and was named Samurai 8. It would go on to dominate the magazine, selling a whopping 3 copies and flopping miserably. The dark horse that eventually became the manga to headline this generation of shonen in Japan, achieving the most volumes in circulation, is Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer blew up tremendously thanks to its incredible anime adaptation, along with being an anime that any age group could enjoy due to the strong themes about family and the main character being the most wholesome guy ever. A few years after, in 2018, a one-eyed criminal named Gege Akutami was inspired by Bleach and My Hero Academia and decided to create the worldwide sensation known as Jujutsu Kaisen, which seems like it's been the biggest anime in the world over the past few years. Nipping at his heels was another psychopath named Tatsuki Fujimoto with his masterpiece, Chainsaw Man. This modern era of Shonen Jump was finally here. Along with more traditional battle shonen in the magazine like My Hero Academia, there were new manga that had darker themes and ventured outside of the shonen formula to give us anime that were truly special, like Chainsaw Man. Shonen Jump was back, stronger than ever, with refreshing manga cycling in and out of the magazine, as one of the major differences in this generation of Weekly Shonen Jump being that manga in general were becoming a lot shorter. Looking back at it, it's insane that Kubo, Kishimoto, and Oda were able to sustain weekly manga for so long, especially considering how hellish of a job being a mangaka is. This wasn't a cause for concern anyways. It's not like My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen were ending in 100 chapters. Shonen Jump was poised for the brand new era, and now it's finally kicked off. My Hero Academia has ended serialization in Weekly Shonen Jump on August 5th, 2024, after an extremely successful 10 years. Well, 10 years is a long time, and Horikoshi's a beast for sticking with My Hero Academia for so long, delivering amazing art every single week. Shonen Jump's had enough time to find replacements. They'll be fine. Jujutsu Kaisen is in its final arc, with the mangaka hinting at it not being present at the yearly Jump Festa, which happens at the end of every year, which means Jujutsu Kaisen is most likely wrapping up in 2024. I mean, fine, this was expected. What about Demon Slayer? They can just milk it for more money. Demon Slayer's been over since 2020. Do you live under a rock? Black Clover? What about Black Clover? It's in its final arc and is in Jump Giga Hell, releasing 4 chapters a year and having no momentum whatsoever with no anime in sight. Even after the movie did well? Even after that. What about Boruto?
Are you serious?
The Promised Neverland. Ha! We still have that. I bet. Rushed ending, horrible season 2. It's well known in the anime community to never mention anything about this series after season 1, even though it was a huge seller in Weekly Shonen Jump and was an incredible season by itself. Dr. Stone? Dr. Dunn. Chainsaw Man. It has a part 2, right? Serialized in Jump Plus, and seems like it might be wrapping up soon. Pretty great stuff though. Wasn't there that other manga? The one about acting? I heard that one was doing well. Seems like a pretty refreshing premise too. Something to rival Oshinoko. I don't have the heart to tell you what happened. Shit. Okay, maybe Shonen Jump is in trouble. Obviously, My Hero Academia can't go on forever, and after such a good run that saw multiple movies and seasons that generated worldwide hype consistently, it's earned its rest. But what about Jujutsu Kaisen? What will happen after it ends? Currently, it's one of the strongest pillars of anime's vast popularity, and the memes generated from JJK have infiltrated every corner of the internet. I've seen people make "Nah, I'd win" memes over routers. It's everywhere, especially after the Shibuya incident in season 2. Losing such an insanely popular series like that is sure to hit Shonen Jump hard in a negative way. As for Demon Slayer, it has 150 million copies in circulation and is basically a household necessity in Japan, retaining insane popularity all these years after the manga ended. You can't really ask much more from it. Not to mention, Shonen Jump lost Haikyuu a while ago, and ever since then, no other sports manga has taken on the mantle to carry on the tradition in Shonen Jump. I guess Blue Box does involve badminton, but it's more of a romance anyways, and to be fair, living up to the insane bar set by Haikyuu is indeed extremely difficult. As for the new faces of Shonen Jump, what will they be? Manga like Sakamoto Days hold promise, with its adaptation coming out in 2025 and is sure to be a hit for Jump. It's got the swagger needed for every big battle shonen, has arguably the best action Weekly Shonen Jump has ever seen, which kinda makes it difficult to adapt perfectly, but there's hope. Undead Unluck's anime just aired, and it didn't get that big of a boost in terms of manga sales, but there's an amazing season 2 on the way, although I don't see it increasing sales by that much. Mission Yozakura Family is more of the same. The Elusive Samurai, written by veteran mangaka and author of Assassination Classroom, Yusei Matsui, got its anime adaptation as well, along with the decent boost in sales, but nothing insane. Blue Box's anime is going to come out soon and will definitely do well, but it's not going to be the face of Weekly Shonen Jump. At least it's a pretty good romance though. Shonen Jump's been missing that. Ruri Dragon is also a hit, along with Akane Banashi, but again, those aren't going to be the massive battle shonen sellers that Shonen Jump is looking for to helm the magazine. Akane Banashi, despite being stellar, is about Rakugo, and I don't see an anime about Rakugo having widespread mainstream appeal outside of Japan. Even me and Roboko somehow got an anime that literally no one watched. Which leaves us with Kagurabachi, Kill Blue, News Exorcist, and Ken Wakui's next burning car crash, Astro Royale. Maybe I'm exaggerating about Astro, but I'm still extremely salty about what happened to Tokyo Revengers. Kagurabachi, in my opinion, is the most promising of the bunch and is poised to take the mantle for My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen, as it was recommended by Horikoshi himself, along with Kishimoto. The first few volumes have sold wonderfully, the writing and art is fantastic. This manga is basically set up to become the next perfect modern battle shonen. It also has the advantage when it comes to memes, since its first chapter turned it into an internet sensation, so I can see it taking JJK's spot in that aspect. People who don't even read manga have probably seen this picture of Chihiro. As for the others, Kill Blue is a little under the radar, and honestly, I haven't read it in a while and I don't really see anyone talking about it. Honestly, I saw more people talking about Mama Yuyu, and that got axed. News Exorcist is yet another Exorcist manga because we obviously hadn't had enough of them. I don't blame authors for chasing the bag by going with the Exorcist route since JJK and Demon Slayer did so well, but it does get tiresome to see more Exorcist entries in Shonen Jump. Right now, it's looking like Kagurabachi is going to be the next big shonen manga, but again, that's only one manga. Shonen Jump needs new heavy hitters and fast, especially since the god of Shonen Jump, One Piece, is heading towards its end. We're only left with one option. Ken Wakui, save Weekly Shonen Jump. Who am I kidding? This magazine is screwed, at least for a little while.